I said this to you back in 22? In an attempt to weaken the power of the black vote, politicians in the state of Louisiana and Alabama are headed to the Supreme Court in order to redefine blackness and who can be black.
I remember.
That's right. In 2022, white men are going to the Supreme Court to decide on who can be black in this country. And then I said this. And if Brown is overturned and enslavement as punishment for crime is not written out of state laws, then all of that takes us back to Scott v. Sanford, where the Supreme Court ruled that the Constitution does not apply to black people free or enslaved, and that the Negro has no rights that the white man is bound to respect. And remember, historically, Negro did not just simply mean black people. It also included indigenous people as well.
Oh, look at that.
Well, yesterday, August 25th, 2024, the Republican Party came out with this. Kamala Harris can't be president of the United States of America because black people aren't considered citizens under the Constitution. That's right. The National Federation of Republican Assemblies has cited the infamous 1857 Dred Scott Supreme Court decision, which stated enslaved black people weren't considered citizens. And they did this to prove that Kamala Harris can't be president of the United States. And this is the paperwork they filed to do it. They just didn't attack Kamala Harris. They also said the same thing about Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy.
What?
Cue the music. I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Oh, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. But they are. Every non-white person who supports the Republican Party supports a party who believes you shouldn't even be a citizen of this country. Black Republicans, especially you, and I see you all over the country, doctors, lawyers, nurses, friends, ex-cons. You're supporting a party who doesn't even think you should be a citizen of this country. How dare you? And you sit there proud chanting, "Make America great again," and let's take America back to when it was great. They're talking about taking America back to the 1850s. That's where you want to go?
We're not going back.
That's where you want to be?
No.
So remember what you're voting for this coming November. You're voting for or against the re-enslavement of non-white people.
Period.
That's what.
And also, I know this is the third page, but I know y'all have to remember this. There's no way that you saw this and don't remember these words coming out of Mitch McConnell's mouth.
What's your message for voters of color who are concerned that without the John L. Lewis Voting Rights Act, they're not going to be able to vote in the midterm?
Well, the concern is misplaced because if you look at the statistics, African-American voters are voting in just as high a percentage as Americans. A recent survey, 94% of Americans thought it was easy to vote. This is not a problem.
Mitch McConnell said that in a press conference back in 2022. Mitch McConnell said that it's not a problem, that black people will be able to vote without the John Lewis Voting Act. Remember that? Well, yeah. Back in 2022, they didn't have all of this in place. But here in 2024, we don't have the John Lewis Act, the Voting Rights Act. And look at what's happening all across the country. Yesterday, it was all over social media that Greg Abbott had kicked 1 million people off of the voter rolls in Texas. What's happening here in Georgia with this new website that the state of Georgia has put into place where anybody can go onto that website. And if you have all of the pertinent information, you can get somebody kicked off of the voting rolls. That in addition to all of the other suppression tactics that they are trying to implement. But Mitch McConnell said in that press conference that African Americans aren't what they consider Americans. He specifically separated African Americans from Americans. Let's listen to it again.
What's your message for voters of color who are concerned that without the John L. Lewis Voting Rights Act, they're not going to be able to vote in the midterm?
Well, the concern is misplaced because if you look at the statistics, African-American voters are voting in just as high a percentage as Americans.
Mitch McConnell back in 2022 told us clearly that they don't see African Americans as Americans. Shout out to Levert. I'll tag him down below. If you are not following him, baby, you are completely missing out. The man is a wealth of knowledge on Black history worldwide.